When most people think of Greece, they picture whitewashed villages, blue domes, and the ruins of ancient temples. Millions travel here every year, searching for the birthplace of Western civilization. But what if the real Greece begins where the postcards end? Beyond the famous islands lies a country of forgotten mountain villages, towering monasteries balanced on impossible cliffs, centuries-old traditions, and communities where time seems to move at a different pace. Here, ancient myths are no longer stories in books. They quietly shape everyday life. How can one of Europe's most visited countries still hide so many secrets in plain sight? And why do many travelers leave believing they've seen Greece, when they've only experienced a tiny fraction of it? Today, we're leaving the crowds behind to discover a side of Greece that few visitors ever encounter. A hidden world where history is still alive, nature still commands respect, and every road leads to another forgotten story. For thousands of years, Greece has been introduced as the birthplace of democracy, philosophy, and the Olympic Games. Yet those famous achievements have created an unexpected illusion. They have convinced the world that Greece belongs only to its glorious past. But modern Greece tells a very different story. Nearly 80% of the country is covered by mountains, making it one of Europe's most rugged landscapes. Hundreds of villages remain hidden among steep valleys where traditions have survived for generations. On isolated islands, fishermen still begin their mornings before sunrise, while in remote monasteries, monks continue rituals that have barely changed for centuries. Away from the famous beaches and ancient ruins, another Greece quietly exists. It is a place where nature shapes daily life, where old customs still matter, and where every winding road reveals another forgotten chapter. To understand Greece, we must leave the postcards behind, because the country's greatest treasures are not always its monuments. They are the people, landscapes, and traditions that continue to thrive far from the crowds. Long before Greece became a modern nation, these mountains, seas, and valleys gave birth to stories that shaped an entire civilization. But for the people who live here, mythology has never been just entertainment. It has become part of the landscape itself. Across the country, ancient legends are tied to real places. The towering peaks of Mount Olympus were believed to be the home of the 12 Olympian gods. Deep caves were imagined as gateways to the underworld, while sacred springs were thought to possess healing powers. Whether these stories were true mattered less than what they taught, that humans should respect the forces of nature rather than try to conquer them. Centuries later, Greece embraced Christianity, yet many older beliefs quietly blended into local traditions instead of disappearing. Festivals, music, village rituals, and even everyday expressions still carry echoes of a distant past. Perhaps that is Greece's greatest mystery. Here, history never completely replaces what came before. Instead, every generation adds another layer, allowing ancient myths, faith, and modern life to exist side by side. In Greece, the past is not locked away in museums. It still lives in the mountains, the villages, and the hearts of its people. To understand Greece, you must first understand its landscape. This is not a country shaped by kings or empires alone. It was shaped by mountains, seas, and the relentless forces of nature. Nearly 4/5 of Greece is mountainous, dividing communities for centuries. Instead of one unified culture, isolated valleys and islands developed their own traditions, dialects, music, and ways of life. The sea, on the other hand, became their bridge. With more than 6,000 islands and islets scattered across the Aegean and Ionian seas, generations of Greeks learned to navigate the water long before they traveled by road. Nature has also tested the people who call this land home. Earthquakes, dry summers, strong winds, and rugged terrain have demanded resilience and adaptability. Rather than resisting the environment, Greeks learned to live in harmony with it, building whitewashed homes that reflect the sun, carving terraces into hillsides, and harvesting olives from rocky soil where little else could grow. Perhaps this is the hidden strength of Greece. Its breathtaking beauty was never effortless. Every village, every harbor, and every stone pathway is a reminder that survival here has always depended on understanding nature, not overcoming it. If nature built Greece, its people gave it a soul. Across the country, life is still centered around family, community, and traditions passed down through generations. In mountain villages, neighbors gather in small squares as the evening sun begins to fade. On the islands, fishermen return with the day's catch while local cafes slowly fill with conversation, laughter, and music. Time moves differently here, not slower, but with greater purpose. Hospitality is one of Greece's oldest traditions. The ancient idea of philoxenia, meaning friendship towards strangers, remains deeply rooted in everyday life. Visitors are often welcomed not as customers, but as guests. A shared meal, homemade bread, fresh olive oil, local cheese, and a glass of wine become more than food. They become an invitation to belong. Music and dance are equally important. Whether during village festivals, religious celebrations, or family gatherings, traditional melodies continue to unite young and old. These customs are not performed for tourists. They are living expressions of identity that connect modern Greeks with countless generations before them. Perhaps this is why Greece feels so timeless. Its greatest treasure is not hidden inside ancient temples, but in the warmth of its people, the strength of its communities, and the traditions that continue to shape everyday life. The Greece that most visitors remember lasts for a week. The Greece that locals remember lasts for a lifetime. Leave the famous islands behind, and another country begins to emerge. In the stone villages of Zagori, centuries-old bridges still connect communities across deep mountain gorges. High above the plains, the monasteries of Meteora seem to float between earth and sky, reminding visitors of a time when faith demanded extraordinary devotion. Along the rugged Mani Peninsula, fortified tower houses stand as silent witnesses to generations of family rivalries and fierce independence. Far from the crowded beaches, shepherds still guide their flocks through alpine meadows, beekeepers harvest honey from wild thyme-covered hills, and fishermen sail into quiet coves before sunrise. These traditions have endured not because they were preserved for tourists, but because they continue to shape everyday life. This is the hidden Greece. A country discovered not by rushing from one landmark to another, but by slowing down enough to notice the stories between them. In these forgotten places, Greece reveals something far greater than beauty. It reveals resilience, simplicity, and a way of life that has quietly survived for centuries, even as the modern world changed around it. By the end of this journey, one thing becomes clear. Greece is far more than the images that have defined it for generations. Behind the marble temples and postcard-perfect islands lies a country shaped by rugged mountains, endless seas, resilient communities, and traditions that continue to thrive in the modern world. Its greatest stories are not only carved into ancient stone. They are written every day by fishermen who greet the sunrise, shepherds who cross the highlands, families who gather around a shared table, and villagers who keep centuries-old customs alive. Perhaps that is the true meaning of Greece. It is a place where history is never left behind, but quietly carried forward through everyday life. The past and the present do not compete here. They exist together, creating a culture that feels both timeless and alive. And maybe that is the greatest lesson Hidden Worlds has to offer. The most extraordinary places are not always the ones that appear on every travel brochure. They are the places that reward curiosity, patience, and the willingness to look beyond what everyone else sees. If this hidden side of Greece surprised you, let us know in the comments which place fascinated you the most. And if you enjoy discovering the untold stories of our world, don't forget to subscribe to Hidden Worlds, because our next journey will take us to another remarkable country where history, nature, and culture reveal secrets waiting to be discovered. Until then, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next Hidden World.